I sing praises to your name. Oh Lord, praises to your name. Oh Lord, for your name is great and greatly to be praised. Can we sing that all in one voice? I sing praises. I sing praises to your name. Oh Lord, praises to your name. Lift up your hands and sing. For your name is great and greatly to be praised. Everybody sing out. I sing praises to your name. Oh Lord, praises to your name. Oh Lord, for your name is great and greatly to be praised. Let's sing it again. I sing praises. I sing praises to your name. Oh Lord, praises to your name. Oh Lord, for your name is great and greatly to be praised. I sing.
I can only imagine what it will be like when I walk by your side. I can only imagine what my eyes will see when your face is before me. I can only imagine. Surrounded by your glory, what will my heart feel? Will I dance for you, Jesus? Or in all of you be still? Will I stand in your presence? Or to my knees will I fall? Will I sing hallelujah? Will I be able to speak it? Oh, I can only imagine. I can only imagine. I can only imagine when that day comes and I find myself standing in the sun. I can only imagine when all I will do is forever worship you. I can only imagine, yeah. I can only imagine. Surrounded by your glory, what will my heart feel? Will I dance for you, Jesus? Or in awe will you be still? Will I stand in your presence? To my knees will I fall? Will I say hallelujah? Will I be able to speak? Oh, I can only imagine. Yes, I can only imagine. Surrounded by your glory, what will my heart feel? Will I dance for you, Jesus? Or in all of you be still? Will I stand in your presence? To my knees will I fall? Will I say hallelujah? Will I be able to speak it all? I can only imagine. I can only imagine. I can only imagine. Yes, I can only imagine. Sing it from the choir. I can only imagine. Yes, I can only imagine. Oh, when all I can do is forever worship you. Oh.
Waynesboro, we're going to start going west, right?
I raise a hallelujah in the presence of my enemy. I raise a hallelujah louder than the unbelief. I raise a hallelujah. My weapon is a melody. I raise a hallelujah. Heaven comes to fight for me. I'm gonna see in the middle of the storm. Louder and louder, you're gonna hear my praises roar. Up from the ashes.
Good morning. So we got to have faith over fear. That's for sure. I think that prepping has become kind of a chaotic event. I think people want it to be chaotic instead of a way of life. And I think that um, I'm just going to keep on prepping in the way that I do, and I want to bring a lot more comedy and laughter and smiles back to this channel. You know, it's been a long time coming, and we got to stay focused on the positive things. Prepping should be a positive influence on your life, not a negative influence on your life. It really should not be a stressful event. It should be a time when you reflect on what you could do better. What could you do better? What could I do better? And prepping is not all about the doom and gloom. And I know that a lot of people have come here over the years because I bring all different kinds of stuff. But I'm really at this point that I'm looking at prepping in a whole new aspect. I think that prepping is a wonderful thing. I think that everybody should be prepared for a chaotic event. That's for sure. And I think that you know, looking at nature and getting back to the old ways is the best way. I think taking the time to say, you know what, I don't want to be in the matrix. I don't want to have all of those types of events and things occurring around me. And I see what's happening in the world, but we also have to realize that in the United States, we have been in a chaotic event pretty much since the existence of the United States. And so when you think about that and you think about what we can do to change things, it's always better to be prepared than to be scared, right? Definitely better to be prepared than scared. I um I think that the biggest thing that we can do is to continue to take steps to make things better. And I don't know, I know that uh a lot of people miss me doing the news and stuff like that. I do have I'm gonna do just special reports like I used to do. That's kinda where I'm at. That's where I'm at, is doing special reports. Um, the channel has definitely taken a different direction, but, everyone is welcome here no matter what, and, I hope in the long run that this channel, will be different than it was before. I want it to be a place of peace. I want it to be a place of true preparedness, disaster preparedness, prepping on the cheap, a place that we can do demos and learn together to make our life situations better. And I think first and foremost, no matter what anybody says, that we have to put the good Lord in the forerun. And if we're truly doing that, and we're truly people of faith, then everything will come together as it's supposed to. I think that, even a poor man or a poor woman can prep. It's just doing the legwork and taking the steps to do it. Um, I'm going to be showing a few different videos today, and I want to bring the old stuff back in with new. And I think that that's really important, is to merge and uplift this channel into a different realm of thinking other than doom and gloom and news. I had a lot of people over the years call me doom and gloomy, and I don't really like that. I'm a very positive person, and I want that to reflect in my channel. I want understanding. I want people to realize that we may be faced with disasters. We may be faced with man-made or natural disasters, or weather manipulation, and I do believe that those things are real. I believe that weather manipulation is definitely real. I've seen the chemtrails for myself, otherwise called, what are they called? It's just those lines in the sky, right? It's just the lines in the sky. It's not really weather manipulation. They could never do that. Oh, I think that was discovered in like the 1950s. Um, it's funny to me that the prepping community has really geared toward news, and the prepping community has really geared toward doom and gloomy. I think that we should definitely be on top of relevant events that affect each one of us, such as food shortages, recalls, things of that sort. But the conflicts, folks, the conflicts have always been here. See, it's a rich man's world. It's a world where people that control the oil and gas control how things reflect onto the people. And as you seen yesterday in my grocery haul, small grocery haul, right? Hey, Bento Breakers, small grocery haul, and $60. And a lot of people commented on that video that last year about this time, that would probably have cost us about 20 bucks, right? So we are in the middle of a disaster here in the United States with the interest being more than we ever have seen in this country. And I think that we as Americans are going to feel the pinch. Many of us already are. We're feeling the pinch. I mean, I went to the store to get a few things and I was like, last year this would have cost me about $25 and it cost me 62 bucks. And I was absolutely dumbfounded that how our dollar is shrinking so quickly. Our dollar is shrinking so quickly. And I'm concerned for the elderly and the disabled, people on Social Security. It is going to be a battle. It is going to be a battle to keep the lights on. It's going to be a battle to put food on your table. And I do believe that it's not just here in the United States. I believe that global starvation, bends over acres, is where we're headed. I was talking to somebody last night. They came and picked up the other IBC tote that I sold. And they said, you know what? We don't even want to be on grid in any way, shape, or form because we see what's happening. We don't want the government to even know where we're at. And that's a sad day in America that people feel that intimidated by the government. That's a really sad day. That's a day that we should all see that as they're stripping away the Constitution and stripping away the Bill of Rights, that people don't really understand how this is affecting the United States. We are losing freedom after freedom day by day by day. And what can we do? What can we do? We obviously know that our voting system is not where it used to be. I'll put it that way. We know that there's no checks and balances as we learned as young people in school. And so we have to put ourselves in check. And I think that many of us in the United States have been very, very spoiled over the years. If you think back into the 70s and the 80s, especially the 80s, folks, it didn't matter. If you had a job, you could go get another job the next day. Now I'm hearing people say, I've been applying for jobs for months and can't find a job. Well, I do have to kind of call a little BS on that. Okay. Um, you can find a job, but the problem is they don't want you full time anymore. The problem is they don't want to give benefits anymore. The problem is the wages aren't equal with the inflation that we're seeing. So what do we do? What do we do as a prepping community other than focusing on the current event that we can get from Fox or MSN or down the foxhole, whatever, right? Or from other channels, is that we have to do the legwork. We have to tighten our belts and be ready for a very rough ride. More shortages are coming in as we see all these escalations, right? All over the world with more wars, more crime. I mean, the cities are going to end up being a cesspool of total chaos, total catastrophe. And where do you think those people will go afterwards? They're going to come right down to our neighborhoods, our rural communities. It is definitely going to happen. The United States is on the slow roast right now. And honestly, folks, do you think do you think that the United States is going to be able to stand at the pace that we're going at? No. Right now, the 101st and the 82nd Airborne Division soldiers are deploying to Eastern Europe. The U.S. military's force posture in Europe says that it will remain the same, but it seems that it's ramping up. We had a $30 connection fee just to have electricity every month. They now raised it to 45 a month. That's a 50% increase. And bends over acres, it's happening more and more. The other problem in the United States is the US debt is unsustainable and it is destroying the middle class. Many, many years ago, my granddad, I was 13 years old, 12, 13 when he passed away, but he said that someday the end game would be to make the United States poor and rich, that the middle class would be wiped out. See, this debt is unsustainable, and the narrative has been around for 40 years plus. What's astonishing to me is how the people who push this narrative never ask themselves, why has it been sustainable for so long? See, there's a widespread ideas that the physical imbalances of a world reserve currency issue or would end in an Argentina style bankruptcy. However, this unsustainability did not even appear as drastic as it did in Argentina itself. But hey, Argentina continues to exist, doesn't it? See, public debt is unsustainable when it becomes a burden on productive growth. It leads the economy to consistently, constantly rising taxes, weaker productive growth, weaker real wage growth. And this level of unsustainable accumulation of debt, it's going to continue to rise because the state itself is imposing public debt on bank balance sheets. And the state is forcing the financial sector to take all its debt at the lowest risk asset. See, law and regulation have merely imposed and forced this. But rising debt, the government's size in the economy is eroding the growth and the potential of growth and productivity. Along with that, we are seeing free enterprise get wiped out day by day by day. At the very beginning of 2021, in the beginning of the COVID pandemic, many small businesses were shut the hell down. But what happened to the large monopoly corporations is they exploded because they forced us as Americans to purchase only from them. Now, many of those mom and pop shops are gone. They will never come back. And as we're seeing here in rural America, they're closing down Dollar Tree, Family Dollar. We have Lowe's stores, Home Depot stores. We have stores that are closing at a rapid rate. When we see this and we really recognize what's happening, folks, that's when we need to realize that we are in the spiral to be like Venezuela. And when Venezuela crashed, they were one of the richest countries in South America. And when they finally crashed, people were eating their own pets to survive. They were tearing up their own furniture to stay warm. See, we have choices to make. We have choices to make. And the first dang choice that we need to really focus our minds on as preppers, not as the bullshit news on a day to day basis, as they run us around like little gerbils on the little wheel. See, that's what they want to do to people. They want to break us down slow, slow burn. I've talked about this for over 2 years. The slow burn is what's going to make people go mad. It's going to make people go crazy. And see, the people that ignore the accumulation of public debt tend to do so under the idea that nothing has happened yet. This is a reckless way of looking at the economy because it's a sort of a way that we have not killed ourselves yet. Let us accelerate the mentality that, oh, we're okay, and put it out in public that, oh, the United States is still the strongest badasses around. As we see our military take a dump across the country, they're trying to get people that are in their 50s to come back into the military. And then you have to take into accountability that there's even a weaker private sector, a weak real wages, declining productivity growth, the currency's diminishing, freaking diminishing purchasing power. And this is all the indicators of an unsustainable debt level. And see, when it becomes increasingly difficult for families and small businesses to make ends meet and pay for essential goods and services, that's when we're going to see the major return of America. And we're going to see the majority of people wake up and say, hey, you know what? I can't even go to the store without walking out without spending 50, 60, or $100. And as we see this happen more and more, people are going to have to choose between heat, eating, insurance, and all those extra things. As we look at this, we have to cut down, we have to cut back, and we have to keep on prepping. When money is created in the private sector through the financial system, there's a process of wealth creation and product money creation. And see, this financial system creates money for projects that yield a genuine economic return. Some fail and others soar. That is the process of product economic growth and progress. Only when the central bank manipulates interest rates, disguises the cost of risk, and increases the money supply to monetize these unproductive deficit spending can it distort the process itself. And that is what's happening. The process itself has been distorted. And when the central bank wants to disguise more physically imprudent government problems and tampering with interest rates, making physically irresponsible governments borrowing cheaper and artificially increasing the amount of currency in the system, that's when we're going to see the total crash. Is the crash here yet? It is happening very quickly. When I was a loan officer, I looked at finances every single day. I looked at debt to income ratio. And right now, the United States debt to income ratio is very, very scary. And the thing is, when this physical position of unsustainability, of it being unsustainable, and the only way for the state to force the acceptance of a debt is to create currency, it is going to be a huge problem. And that is what's happening. Right now, the state basically is conducting a process of slow default on the economy through rising taxes and weakening the purchasing power of our currency, our fiat dollar, which leads to the erosion of the middle class. And we will be the captive hostages of the currency issuer. And then when they totally collapse it, is what will occur is that when they roll in the CBDC, people will be so desperate that we will have no choice except to accept their digital dollars. And you can set and you can say that you will not, you don't want to, and it's not going to, and I'm not going to do it. If you're on disability, if you're on Social Security, if you're a veteran, if you are, if you run a business, you are going to have to accept it to be able to continue to process payments, have currency available to you, digital or not. And see, other nations are truly watching the United States and they know exactly what's happening. The information just came out about one of the large bridge that got hit, right? Why did it get hit? Who was behind that? And why did they do it? Because it's cutting us off at our Achilles heel. When we can no longer bring shipping and shipments into this country because we cannot stand on our own, what is going to occur? The United States is going to sink further and further. They are going to regulate more and more laws, and then they are going to put restrictions on us like during the Great Depression. Well, just like the beginning of COVID, you can only buy this many eggs, you can only buy that many rolls of toilet paper, you can only do this, you can only do that. And the next thing you know is the economy will crash. And do I believe that it could happen this year? I do. I do. Because we are at the point that there is no savings for people, and there's no savings for the private economy, and there's no savings in the middle class. It's becoming that people are dipping into their savings to get their essentials. And when the government imposes and disregards the functioning of a productive economy, they position itself as the source of wealth, at them as the source of wealth. And it undermines the very freaking foundation of this country. It also is going to drive the standard of living for the average citizen to the shithole. See, governments do not create reserves. Their debt becomes the reserve itself. And that's where there's a huge problem. It's like me, Lenora, and Carol and Victoria are sitting in a room, and every time Lenora asks me for $1, I write an IOU. As I write these IOUs, and they come due, and I can't give it back to Lenora. Then I go to Victoria and say, "Here, Victoria, I'll give you an IOU. You give me $1." I take the dollar. I take the dollar. I give it to Lenora to appease her, and it becomes a vicious circle. And as we see that circle continue happening, other countries are watching us, and they're saying, "I think I'm going to pull out of the United States. Let me sink those treasury bonds back into the United States." Once and as we've seen this for the last 12 to 16 months, more of the treasury bonds coming back into the United States. The United States economy is going down, and it's on the back of American middle class people, right? Because if you fall below a certain level, then you can get medical welfare, blah 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 blah. But if you're at the middle class level, let's say 20,000 a year, it's almost poverty level, but 20,000 a year, and we go into the grocery stores and we see the change. How many of you have noticed the change in the grocery stores? Off brands, hyperinflation. You take something home and it's shrinkflation. Looks like the same size bag. You get it home and it's like somebody somewhere. You stole half my ruffles. Well, the United States is really stealing right now. It's like paying. It's like stealing from Peter to pay Paul, and the price of the IOU from the United States to all these other countries is the purchasing power of the currency. When BRICS is taking step by step. More people are abandoning the US dollar, and the United States debt is at the level that it's unsustainable. And when the Federal Reserve stops defending the currency and paying attention to monetary aggregates to implement policies designed to disguise the rising cost of indebtedness, ha, we're in big shit. We're in big shit right now. See, more units of the public debt mean weaker productive growth, higher taxes, and more inflation in the future. We've already noticed, if you've all think about this, think about how much meat has risen in price. And if we go back to a live stream I did about a year ago, maybe a year and a half ago, when they were taking all the cattle, right? When they were taking all the cattle to the uh, slaughter yards early, we should have all smelt the coffee then. Oh, and speaking of coffee, you better stock up on coffee. You better stock up it. I'm cutting out sugar. I'm pretty much cutting out sugar out of my diet because of the processed foods in the United States. We get enough sugar intake. We should not be buying sugar. Just my opinion. But I've been looking into sugar and what it does. Also, I am not in any way, shape, or form a medical expert, but I will tell you this. There's a couple things that sugar will actually aggravate in each one of our bodies. The big C, not COVID, the big C. It will aggravate that. Your body will actually begin craving, and this comes from medical expert, will be craving more and more sugar. The engineered food, oh my God, it's terrible, Lenora. It is terrible. I am looking at other countries such as Africa, Asia, the Philippines, even in some of the poorest countries around the world, such as the Philippines, such as Jamaica, such as Mexico. They're eating real food. They go to the market, they get food, and they're eating real food. Every single one of us in this chat that's listening now or listening in the future, you better get on point. Be it if you're a single or if you're a family or whatever, you better have a little victory garden because you've got to get away from the food supply to be self sufficient and self reliant. You've got to get back to the old ways. I've been talking about the old ways, and I was going to bring back the series, which we really enjoyed. Many of you enjoyed that. I would like to bring it back. If you want me to bring back The Lost Ways Part 2, hit a 1 in the chat right now. I would like to have it on a Saturday early morning, like not real early because I'm like, I got a new routine. I I twiddle fart around until about noon, and then from noon to 2, I do packaging and shipping, and then I go to work at 5 o'clock at night. But I would love to bring back the old Lost Ways Part 2, and also to go out in the forest. And even though I don't know a lot about foraging, okay, I don't. I want to learn, but there's a lady that lives very close to me, and I'm gonna beg her to come out here and walk the forest with me. I'm gonna and she's also been, in the channel for quite some time, so I think I have a pretty good chance of having her come in and do that with us. I wanna know what's right here in Missouri. There's great books out there that's specific to each state, but there's some general books too that you can get. I think that the other really, really important thing is to learn herbs, tinctures, salves, and get out of all the chemical bullshit that we put on our bodies. If you think about this, I know I got a lot of subjects going on, but the debt one was huge. But I want to talk about this. If you think about this, folks, the biggest organ we have is our skin, right? Everything we take into our skin is either healing or damaging, right? Sun can be damaging, or the vitamin D can be healing in small doses. There's a wonderful, wonderful book out about using natural things around us to provide the vitamins and herbs that we need. I really don't even honestly any longer trust the vitamins that once upon a time I would have taken all day and all night. I just don't trust it. I think that as you look around and you see all these different things that are in them, that I think it would be very, very important for each and every one of us to learn a new way to deal with ailments and issues. And see, our ancestors, they were the smartest freaking people ever. If you think about it, they raised their own gardens. They usually had some type of flowers or ferns or something around the base of their house. Why would they do that? Why? Does anybody know in the chat why you would have flowers or ferns around the base of your home? Just it's a simple question, but does anybody know? I know, but does anybody know? Yeah, I'm waiting to see if anybody knows. If you think about it, marigolds, ferns, other types of flowers actually prevent rodents, decay, barriers for people, and our families, our ancestors were very smart in that aspect. But marigolds, there's like 7 different flowers that will actually keep rodents, wasp, snakes all away from your home. So if they're at the base of your home, it's going to also yeah, and also helps filter the air. That's another good point. But if you have those things around the base of your home, then you have this extra layer of protection against that. Um, that's why I think that the old lost ways should really be like our prepping. My prepping journey is I want to get more into the lost ways. I don't want to can food. I don't want to dehydrate food. I don't want to stockpile food anymore. I don't want to do any of that. And I don't even want to stockpile water. You're probably all going like, well, shit, OTWP. You know why? I'll tell you why. I think that a lot of preppers have become hoarders. I look around and I'm not saying this in any bad way, but like even right here in the cabin, I'm looking around and I'm saying, you know what? As Americans, we are some selfish, self-centered, give me people. And when we become very simplistic, when we become unmaterialistic, right? Unmaterialistic, those things don't matter. If an SHTF situation really happens to us, so bad that we're like trying to hold on. And you have to get out of town. You really have to bug out, or you have to move locations. Are you going to haul 100 jars of canned food? I mean, I'm just being honest. Do we have prepping all screwed up? That's my question to each one of you today. In my own mind, I think that I've had prepping screwed up. Because, see, if we're really truly people of faith, if we're really people of faith, if we really believe that the good Lord's with us, why are we trying to accumulate riches? Just asking. Why are we trying to accumulate riches instead of accumulating spiritual centering, right? And skills. See, nobody can take those things away from us. No one. No one can take that thing away from us. Oh gosh. That's oh, and I've seen some of those, they're absolutely terrible. I think that if we get back to basics, and that's what I want to do here. That's what I want to do here on the new chapter of the OTWP, right? I'm going to say it right now. Um, I'm going to announce it right now. I am traveling to the Philippines. I'm traveling to Oramic Island. This will be happening sometime August, September. And I will be doing a prepping show from Oramic. I'll be in Seoul. Uh, I'm not sure if I'm going to Hong Kong or Seoul first and then into Oramic, but I'm very excited about this journey that I'm on. And I'm very excited about my new attitude about prepping, which is non-materialistic and getting back to basics of where we should be. I'm excited to take the channel with me. I'll show you from the time I start my trip until I arrive. And I'm going to show you, I'm going to, one, be working with either a mission or a church there. I'm not sure which one I'm going with yet. But I've got everything lined up and I'm very excited. And it's going to be quite the adventure for me. I've never been to Asia. And so I'm very excited about it. And I'm going fishing. But one of the biggest projects that I have while I'm in either Hong Kong or Seoul, Korea, depending on depending on um I'll either have like a 10-hour or a 18-hour layover in one of those two places, depending on the final flight. But my big thing is one, I'm taking armed and dangerous with me, and two, I'm taking TST testers, and teaching people how to purify their water. So while I'm there, I'm super excited for this. I was supposed to I got accepted, remember this summer, to go on to go work at the children's camp. But the problem is this, I have my 40th class reunion in June. When do they want me to come to the children's camp? June. I have missed so many I've never been to a class reunion, and this is my 40th. So in June, I'll be traveling to Colorado, me and Trooper, and seeing my mom and going to my 40th class reunion, which is going to be a big shingding party. It's going to be a big party of dancing. We're having a golf tournament. We're having dinner. And so I'll be filming my class reunion, my 40th. I can't believe it, y'all. And many of these people, the last time I seen them was at my military going away party in 1984. Some of them I reunited with last year, so I'm very excited about that. Are you coming back with a walking, talking souvenir? An point fire. Point fire. Where are you headed with that comment? I am going to see some special friends there and a very special lady um, that has been dear to my heart since last year. Yes, I am going to see her. I'll be spending a lot of time with her. But No, she will not be coming back with me. Um, oh, point fire. Oh shit. Yes, Victoria, Armed and Dangerous is a great book, and it's great for teenagers or younger people, especially that are facing, all peer pressure and grief and unhappiness and going through, as we all did as youngsters, like these huge, huge changes in our lives. Well, even as some of us as old folks, we go through some changes, boy. Yeah, if you hit that menopause stage, you'll know it. Never did that one. I'm glad everybody's here. And I think that, you know, I think the biggest thing that I've seen, and I even allowed this channel to kind of go the same direction as other prepping channels. And off the wall's always been off the wall. Off the wall's been always off the wall, where I'm always going to be off the wall because I like to laugh, I like to sing, I like to dance, I like comedy, I like to take our lives of prepping and bring it all together with a bunch of different things. Because as we go through life, we have all these little chapters and hurdles and yeah, we're down in the valley. Yeah, we're on top of the mountain, and I think bringing that in and realizing that prepping does not need to be stressful. Prepping does not have to be to the point where every single day you're going, "Oh my god, this prepping channel told me to do that. This prepping channel's telling me to do that." Blah 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 blah. Right? Your wife's Japanese and your car isn't. Point fire. The- wow. Point fire. And for all of my foreign friends that are watching right now, 안녕하세요, 감사합니다, and Salama. Thank you very much for being here and being part of the OTWP. Um, they're teaching me all the bad words in so I need to learn some basic phrases. I think they think my accent when I speak it is funny. But I'm very excited and I'm really excited to take all of you. And while I'm there, I'm going to do a Lost Ways episode and we're going to take a walk down the streets of Oromik Island. So I'm very excited about this. I hope each and every one of you keeps prepping and prep your heart, prep your spirit. Don't let things get you down. I know many of you. Um, I want to lift up in prayer, Lenora, you and your family. I want to lift you up in prayer. I want to lift up each and every one of you in prayer, thoughts, and love. I want this channel to be love, light, and hope, as it always has been. And we have a new chapter coming, OTWP Mag, and the channel's growing. Maybe it's my singing. Maybe it's my dancing, or maybe it's just because we're the OTWP mag and people feel comfortable here. I can't visit their president. He wants to shoot potheads. Well, don't go. I want to say this on the way out. I'm going to play a couple songs so that we can talk. I'll come back on with a closing message about why the shit do we prep? I don't know. Maybe we prep for doomsday. Maybe we prep for the bullshit that's at hand. But most of all, y'all, don't give up and don't give in. And then be little in the corner or be in the middle or figure out where you want to be. But most of all, just be you. I know I'm a weirdo. It's cosmic. And most of all, when you don't understand something, think of this song. I'm getting the guts up to just sing live. I did a little snip bit the other day, but I get so nervous. I get so nervous. But I like this song. Here we go. Those high notes, those high notes get me. I was talking to somebody and they said, just don't try to reach them. I thought that was some good advice. So I think that's where I'm at with it. So when I record my next one, I'm just gonna try not to reach it because I'm not I do not have that voice to do that. Ew, I can't do it, and it throws me off. It throws me off. Um, and I hope uh, I don't know if I've put this out, but I'm going to right now. Um, I, I just I don't know. I'm just at this point of such happiness and peacefulness, and singing's bringing me home, and it's making me happy. I hope y'all enjoy this. Sail on, and yes, it is me singing back, girl. Nice to see you, honey. Here we go.
A half a mile or so. Don't really wanna know about where you're going.
Wait a minute. I'm gonna try to find the whole one. Bad girl. Da 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 da. Caitlin. 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 Oh my God, I'm so happy to see some of you. It's been a long time. Um, I want to say something real quick to someone right here, right in the chat right now. Uh, Here, I'll put your name on the thing. I was a jerk. I was a jerk. And you left because I was an asshole. And I'm glad to see you back. And I apologize. And I love you. Just so you know, bad girl. Da 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 da. I know you were trying to be nice and assist me, and it just rubbed me wrong, and it wasn't your fault. It was me. I can be a PTSD over the top asshole. Okay, just so you know. I guess you all know that. I love it. Uh, da 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 da. Shit, I missed seeing you. Da 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 da. So that y'all know that yes, it's me. I will show this. This is the last time I'm freaking showing it until I feel I can come back live and sing a whole song without being a nervous wreck. You'll notice in this little segment that I get really nervous. I'm shy when it comes to singing. Can y'all believe that? Shit.
Somebody done somebody wrong. Song. Hey, won't you play another? Somebody done somebody wrong. Song. Let me feel alone. I miss my baby. While I miss my baby. So please play for me sad melody, so sad that it makes everybody cry. We'll have a little song love that's gone wrong. All alone. Hey, won't you play another somebody done somebody wrong song? Make me feel at home. I miss my baby. While I miss my baby.
Have that country twang. I have that country twang, and that's okay. You know, growing up in Colorado, it's one of those things. You get that country twang a dang, twang a dang dang dang. I said I was gonna play one song, like the full song, but I wanted people to know that like I just get super freaking nervous. Like I start sweating bullets and shit. I'm like, oh my god, like OTWP, calm down. It's okay. It's okay. And it's one of those things. I think the more I do it and the more I bring back my voice, the more I'll feel comfortable with it. I don't know which song this is, but I'm gonna take it out with singing to y'all. Here it goes. I love y'all. Thank you. Thank you for being here.
Fell on down the line about a half a mile or so. Don't really wanna know about where you're going. Maybe once or twice you say, time after time I tried to hold on to what we got. Now you're going. I don't mind about the things you're gonna say, Lord. Give all my money and my time. I know it's a shame, but I'm giving you back your name. Yes, I'll be on my way. I won't be back to stay. I guess I move along. I'm looking for a good time. Fell on down the line, ain't it? Funny how the time can go. Friends said it told me so, but it doesn't matter. It was plain to see that a small town boy like me just wasn't your cup of tea. I was wishful thinking, but I gave you my heart, and I tried to make you happy. Then you gave me nothing in return. It ain't hard to say, would you please just go away? I don't away the blues. I'm tired of being used. I want everyone to know I'm looking for a good time. A good time. Whoa, stay on, honey. Good times, they never felt so good. Oh, stay on, sugar. Good times, they never felt so good. Oh, stay on, honey. Good times, they never felt so good. Oh, stay on, sugar. Good times, they never felt so good.
I hope you all like that one. I love that one. I had to redo, do over, get rid of the squeaky part, do it again. Oh my gosh. Loving life. Love life every single day. That's my message to each one of you. Get back to the old ways. Smile. Live in the now and dance. and be happy. I hope and I pray for each one of you that you find peace, love, light, and hope every single day. And I'll be doing the lineup. I'm trying to get it ready, but I want to be committed as I have been in the last 6 months. I've been really committed. When I put the live stream up, I'm here. And I got to figure out my schedule. I have a huge, huge auction coming up. And I have so many things happening all at once, but I'm praising God for every single day that I get to see you, every day that you pop into the channel and say hi. Please keep watching the videos, hit the thumbs up, or if you can't stand my ass, go ahead and hit it down. I don't care. I'm just glad you're here. We hardly have any mods on the channel anymore. You may see you get a wrench so you can drop your link, and then your wrench will be disappear. It's just because I don't want censorship no more. I don't want people getting banned from the channel. I don't want people booting people out because I don't think that was appropriate. This is a place of love, light, and hope. This is a place of non censorship. This is a place that you can say shit and not be a hypocrite. This is a place where you can be you and I can be me. And that's how I want it to stay. I hope that each and every one of you has a wonderful, peaceful, happy, prepping day on April the 22nd, 2024. It's about 9:30 a.m. Central Time, and I'm wishing you peace, love, and light and joy from my little cabin here in the Ozarks to wherever you're at in this big happy world. And to all my friends in the Philippines, Asia, Africa, Germany, Korea, PK Korea, Skippington, JR Sicklot, Emma, Lot Lot, Dee Dee, Brave Person, Tropang, and all my new friends from around the world. I love you all. You've given me a breath of fresh air, and I appreciate that. To all my channel members and subs that are here and have been here for 3 years, Copycat, Caitlin, Victoria, Bougie, people that have left the channel that I still love, Batgirl, da 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 da. Glad to see you back. Nunya, KY Survival, all of you. You helped me keep going. And I couldn't be more honored and thankful for every single one of you, my new friends here on YouTube and my old ones, because you all matter. And if you think you don't matter to someone, you matter to me. You matter to me. Oh, and I forgot Teresita Colon TV. A big, huge shout out to all of you for being you. Keep on doing the dang thing. Don't give up. Don't give in. And most of all, keep on prepping and doing the dang thing. Walk in faith and not fear. Know that God is with us through all of the trials and the tribulations and the things that have occurred over the last year. You know, sometimes I think that we forget to stop and smell the roses. And smelling the roses is a really important thing. Don't stop. Take the time. What a wonderful, wonderful song that is by B.J. Thomas. Stop and smell the roses. Take the time to love, to forgive, and be you. Be in the now. Let go of the past. And I hope and I pray for all of you. And I hope that you find that peace, love, light, and hope along your journey. And I want to play this for each one of you. Let me see if I can share it. I don't know if I can. I'm going to share it. There we go. I hope you all. Oops, I had to get rid of that. I hope y'all are enjoying a different part of OTWP. And I try to get the squeaky down a little bit down here. I don't belong up there. I belong down here. I hope and I pray for everybody. And most of all, I send you big, huge prepper hugs. God bless. Peace. Peace. Let's find peace and happiness. And welcome back to some of you that have been gone for a while, like Caitlin and freaking Batgirl. Da 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 da. God, I'm so excited to see some of you, Lenora, Copycat, Hooga. Yeah, we gotta keep on taking the time, right? Like honestly, look, I keep trying to get out of here, but I'm having so much fun with y'all. Um, we gotta keep on keeping on, right? And I think that so many times we get wrapped up in this thing we think is prepping, but geez, it's really like stress city. And that's not good. I want to say that I want to take it out being thankful to God for bringing us through things. He brings it to us and old devil works on us. He doesn't bring us to it, but the devil does. But see, the devil can't beat God in any way. God is so good. You can be at the very depths of your addiction, your depression, your sadness. And what does God do? He picks you up, flips you around, and says, "Get your butt up and go." So I love this. I love BJ Thomas. You're gonna probably hear a lot of BJ Thomas songs out of my mouth and out of my voice singing because it was the very first concert I went to in California. I must have been like 5, 6 years old, and it his songs just touch my soul, and like I really love it. I have not done this song yet, but I would like to. It's Rainy Nights in Georgia, and he kind of has that country twang, Copycat, but yet BJ Thomas, most of his music was it was gospel, But I do like Rainy Nights in Georgia, and so I'm gonna take it out with Rainy Nights in Georgia. I hope you all enjoy it and enjoy listening to the real BJ Thomas. I'll come and sing some of those soon, but God bless y'all, and this is the last song. Love y'all.
Hovering by my suitcase, trying to find a warm place to spend the night. Heavy rain falling, seems I hear your voice calling that it's alright. Rainy night in Georgia, such a rainy night in Georgia. I feel it's raining all over the world. Raining all over the world. Neon signs are flashing, taxi cabs and buses passing through the night. The distant moaning of a train seems to play a sad refrain to the night. Rainy night in Georgia. Oh, it's a rainy night in Georgia. It seems it's raining all over the world. Raining all over the world. How many times I wonder, but it still comes out the same. No matter how you look at it or you think of it, oh, you just got to do your own thing. I find me a place in a boxcar, so I take out my guitar to pass some time. Late at night when it's hard to rest, I hold your picture to my chest, then I'm alright. A rainy night in Georgia, such a rainy night in Georgia. I feel it's raining all over the world. Raining all over the world. Raining all over the world.